At the top of the table, Robbie Slater alongside for the call. It's almost must-win stuff for Sydney FC.
Well, it's round 8. We're already talking like that. Where's Griffiths? The 2 home games crucial for them. Sitting bottom of the table, who would have thought Del Piero arriving? I'm sure certainly the Sydney fans and everyone involved with the club would not have thought that was going to happen. But it has. They've got 2 home games. One here against the top of the table, Adelaide, and then Melbourne hard at home. Crucial that they get 6 points in their next 2 games.
And the word from the hierarchy is that the Sky Blues are hopeful of having their new that game. Of course, they've got a 9-day break. Game on Sunday week. So hopeful of appointing someone next week. Antonis out to Seb Ryle, playing right back tonight. McFlynn, the captain, was looking for Yao. Fabio trying to get there and force a hurried clearance from Watson. Vidicic brought it down very nicely indeed and tries to use the pace of Ferreira. He's done brilliantly, the Portuguese flyer, to get around his man. Geronimo waits in the middle, it's just behind the Argentine, and now Vidicic teeing it up for the chance for Kostopoulos. And the offside flag is up. Well, they dodged a bullet there, Sydney FC.
They certainly did, and Newman was the ball just slightly behind him. Great pace on the right-hand side from Ferreira. It was set up by Vidicic, and they were so open there in transition, Sydney FC, but the real chance was for Newman. And I thought he could have hit that first time. It was maybe slightly behind him, but you thought as Ferreira pulled that back, and really, he would have scored if he hit that first time. So Sydney off the hook. And we talked about their defence. 20 goals in 7 games, 14 in the last 3. They got Griffiths back tonight. The big thing for Sydney is that the focus has been on the defence, but if you look at it in an all-round tactical point of view, it's the fact that they don't retain possession at all, particularly in the attacking third. And they get so much distance between the lines that they leave themselves very open. They need to be more compact, maybe not press as high up the... More compact. Del Piero, we know that he's not going to defend a lot, but he gives you other things. But you know, if you go chasing too high, then you stretch so much, and other sides have just really picked them off in transition.
And that out-and-out pace of Ferreira and Kostopoulos could cause real problems tonight.
Well, the trouble was there, it was Fabio had pushed up, and Boschart got dragged over to the left-hand side in the left fullback position. That's where a centre-half doesn't want to be, and Ferreira exposed him and picked out Newman. Newman should have scored in my opinion.
Here's Karuska, caught in possession by McFlynn. Emerton, nice move on Bogart, and he keeps it alive too. Rode through the challenge of Mullock, trying to work the 1-2 with Antonis. Only Yao in the box, and the Reds can prevent the corner. McFlynn was trying to get it back out to Emerton. Del Piero looking to build a combination with Terry Antonis, although the youngster, of course, Peru's squad, 25-man provisional squad that'll meet up next week before being trimmed down to 20 and then heading to Hong Kong. We wait and see whether Antonis can make the final cut. Karuska, nice movement off the ball. Ferreira.
Yeah, and that's what you want. Sorry, Brent, you want Fabio on Ferreira to match that speed.
The Reds' tall timber getting forward, but it was Boschart with the initial header, and the volley slices harmlessly wide from Karuska. One of the 2 Argentine stars for the Reds.
was speaking to John Cosmina, and he was saying that top of the table, but he feels they haven't been playing that well. And I suggested to him that's a pretty good sign. Top of the table, you're not playing that well. He feels they've got still a lot of big margin for progression. Of course, their preparation was well advanced of any other clubs because of the ACL, and certainly you would expect that they would have a dip maybe somewhere around January.
The Reds wanted a whistle. Here's a chance for Del Piero, and Galekovic stood up and beat it away. There's a chance gifted to the Italian.
Well, he just drifted and nobody picked him up enough. You just get the feeling that he should have hit that. Well, he hits it, but he hesitated. He let it bounce twice. If he hit it first, the angle was, on the first bounce, the angle was a lot better. It's a decent save from Galekovic, but really...
Now he rolls the corner short. They were working on this on the training ground yesterday. Del Piero making room for the cross. Emerton just pokes it in the end. Kept alive by Ali Abbas. Emerton, his back heel not coming off. Yaro Yao wins it back. Ali Abbas shoved to the turf. Hear what the home fans thought about the decision to play on.
No, I thought it was a good challenge, to be honest.
There was a swift counter, and they get the whistle at the other end and a yellow card for Adam Griffiths. Returning to the lineup tonight, first game since round 2.
This is the chance for Del Piero, and that was on the second bounce. And you see, goes near post. You know, from that sort of angle, if you go across him, you've got a better chance. And the height was good for Galekovic as well. And you don't want to be giving that sort of space to Del Piero, that's for sure. 2 fantastic goals last week against Brisbane.
Cassio a chance to launch one forward again with the Reds. Big men still forward. Now the pacey Panamanian Yaro Yao ran into a dead end in the end.
Adam Griffiths on the ball there. A yellow card very early in this game. He's coming back from injury. That does put him under pressure for the rest of the game in that position.
Risky ball from McFlynn, who didn't see Geronimo lurking.
Yeah, and Del Piero not happy, because what you want to do from there, a couple of passes, but you want to look forward rather than backwards.
Well, one back by Karuska. Christopoulos tried to benefit, and it was that man Griffiths diving in again.
Yeah, he's got to really take it easy there. I mean, he timed that well, but if he mistimes that sort of challenge, he's going to be off. He went the wrong way. That ball should have gone left, unmarked.
This time it's Ryle stepping out. Home fans encouraged by the right back's movement. Emerton going deep. And Watson dealt with it expertly. There's that battle of pace again. Fabio using his body that time. It's an aimless ball from Ali Abbas.
Saw there, because Emerton made the diagonal run from outside to inside, and Abbas had time to get his head up. I'm sure he saw that run and played it to the open space anyway. So a fair few nerves out there, understandable from Sydney. Steve Corica, the coach at the moment, very much the man in charge. Lots of rumours about who might take control. He's got to put that out of his head, because at the moment he's the gaffer.
He does not want the job full time. You might want to have your say about who you think should be the next Sydney FC coach. Don't forget, you can always join the conversation on Facebook and Twitter. Sloppy turnover from Cassio. Here's Antonis gliding past Malik. He's yet to score. and couldn't really get hold of that shot either.
No, and going across field like that, very hard to swivel and hit that and get any power on it. Very important. We talked about the retention of the ball from Sydney. Antonis is a very good technical player, good on the ball. Del Piero wanted that one, but he certainly might be a part of the answer to Sydney keeping the ball better. You see they are dropping off towards the halfway line. I think that's smarter from Sydney, be more compact, high up, because you just stretch yourself.
Emerton with time to turn, but didn't see any options ahead of him initially. And you would have seen it earlier on the screen. If you are in Australia, you can download the new Fox Sports A-League app for iPhone from the App Store. Another way to get involved and stay up to date with everything A-League. Another turnover from Geronimo this time.
Oh, it's good pressing from Adelaide. Look, they press the ball. They're pressing higher up, which is understandable. They're top of the table. They're full of confidence at the moment. They're very well with some real talent that John Cosmin has unearthed in the Argentinians you mentioned. Geronimo Newman's been sensational.
Again, Fabio deals with the threat of Fabio Ferreira.
And it's going to be a good battle, that, on the right-hand side. Ferreira up against Fabio.
That was a beautiful first touch from Terry Antonis to try and get Sydney FC on the front foot. Switch of play from the youngster too to find Emerton. Another thing they've been working on during the week. Antonis changing the point of the attack. Del Piero. Yao. Deflection on it.
Yeah, had to take that quicker. Just hesitated and gave Malik a chance to get the block on. Talking about revelations. Osama Malik, only 24 games for Adelaide United, and he's been chosen in that 24-man Socceroo squad, which will be cut to 20.
Dario Vidicic in there as well, playing it out in front of Ferreira. It's a big opportunity this week for Dario Vidicic. Karuska, little 1-2, beautifully works. Offside flag, it went up belatedly. Took a while to go up.
I tell you, that'll be close. It was brilliant play, right through the heart of Sydney. From Karuska. Beautiful little finish. We'll see it better here. Karuska with Geronimo, he's onside. They get off. It's a let-off for Sydney. Clearly onside. Fantastic goal that should have stood for Adelaide.
Of course, it benefits the home team. There's a buzz around this stadium. They saw that replay, as did John Cosmina. They'd be booing if it was at Hyde. Karuska denied his first A-League goal.
And what a brilliant goal it would have been. And it wasn't even close. It's a terrible decision from the referee's assistant. It's not even one where you look at and go, oh, it's close. Should have been the benefit of the doubt. It was an easy one, really.
Is it alarming for Steve Corica how easy it was to work a 1-2 in that position?
Well, of course it was. When they were far too loose on Karuska on the edge of the box, and they just completely switched off on Newman. Was just standing in space, little 1-2, and he was through one-on-one. That's just awareness as a defender, knowing where your player is. It's quite simple. He's in a red shirt.
Didn't see Sebastian Ryle, but he couldn't find Antonis. They're in the box again. Kostopoulos. And Vidicic offside on the follow-up. And he's been caught late too, Dario Vidicic, by Ali Abbas. The referee wants a word with the Iraqi because the whistle had long gone when he made the challenge from behind.
He certainly lunged. He wasn't to know because he'd already committed himself probably as the whistle blew. But again, Sydney exposed with that run from Vidicic. Great strike.
Kostopoulos it was, singing the arms of Nichevsky.
Again, similar to Del Piero's before, it's a good height for the keeper. Oh, that's not a good challenge. And he might be lucky that the offside flag was up there. He might have pointed to the spot. But they're not dealing with those runs, you know, from the midfield from Vidicic and Karuska.
Sydney FC fans wanted a corner. Whole of the ball didn't cross the line.
You look at that, that's a defensive header from 5, falls straight to a red shirt. They get it back maybe this time, but that's far too easy. And they're just too stretched.
That time the sliding challenge from behind by Ryle, who waves off the referee's decision, and that's what's prompted the second whistle. You may get the ball, but it's one of those ones where
tackle from behind. It's quite simple. It's outlawed.
Beautiful link-up play again. Vidicic, Karuska, and now Cassio with time to work the angles and deliver deep. Vidicic has popped up again. He's everywhere at the moment. Misplaced ball, though, allows Antonis to try and launch a counter.
And that's the one. And Antonis has been away for a while with the young Socceroos in their successful bid to qualify for the Under-20s World Cup. But you know, that one with Yao, there was so much space there in behind. Cameron Watson just played in behind and used his pace. See those little pockets of space where they're dropping into Vidicic, Karuska, and that's where Sydney need to be tied up.
Yeah, looking at a team in Adelaide United who had the benefit of the Asian Champions League in what was the A-League pre-season and really hit the ground running, whereas Sydney FC had a shocking pre-season in terms of getting enough miles into legs. Had a couple of games cancelled in the last couple of weeks and certainly put them behind the 8 ball.
Well, they never had their first team in one pre-season game. First time the first 11, inverted commas, played was in the opening game and lost to Wellington. But a big bonus, and it should have really given the whole squad a lift this evening, is the sight of Jason Kalina back tonight in the squad on the bench. And certainly if you're talking about retaining the ball, there's a yellow card to Antonis. Retaining the ball, well, there's none better than Jason Kalina. Clearly a yellow card. Cassio had skipped around Terry Antonis.
A needless one to give away though early in the game. Inside 20 minutes, he's got to watch his step.
And good 20 minutes from Adelaide dominating this game. Should be one up. For those who missed it, Karuska scored a perfectly good goal that was ruled off offside wrongly.
Here they come again. Watson with patience, using Malik and then getting the return ball. Deflection on the cross. Well read by Boscar.
Yeah, deflection actually helped that cross. Sydney just battling, hanging in there.
right through the middle. Beautiful link up again. Vidosic's layoff, and that one counts. Fabio Ferreira with a classy finish. Adelaide United have the lead they deserve.
Well, they just get opened up again. Fabio gets dragged right inside. I mean, there was two players. I think it was Vidosic with the layoff. And it's a great finish from Ferreira. There's no thought behind this. He doesn't go for finesse. He just packs some gunpowder behind that and smashes it home. There's the flick. Gets it out of his feet. He goes for power. The pace takes it past Nichevsky, who's already falling. Probably expecting Ferreira to go across him. That's the way he dived. Ball went rather straight, but there was just too much power behind it.
Fabio Ferreira with his first A-League goal in the city, where he came to revive his career, of course. Signed on a 4-year deal by Jose Mourinho at Chelsea a few years back, and then came to Dulwich Hill about 9 months ago, playing the local Sydney League. And then the coach, Paul Carter, said to John Cosmini, you've got to have a look at this guy. So he went to Adelaide for a trial and was virtually signed on the spot.
What was the ball from the left-hand side to the right-hand side? Vidosic just made the run straight through the middle. Nobody picked him up. Fabio got dragged inside because he saw that run of Vidosic, and it left Ferreira all on his own. You just think there, if you look at that goal, he went down very early. I mean, literally, if he stood there, it would have hit him straight in the body.
Here's Yao. Piero wanted it top of the box. And look at Sydney FC have 4 players, not really working that hard to get back. Adelaide United with a chance to expose them again, perhaps.
Well, Adelaide completely on top. Should be 2 up, really. And Sydney need a reaction. And they need a leader out there, because it's looking very, very flat. Even a miss-hit pass makes its way to Cameron Watson.
And they're buzzing around, providing options for teammates. They work it again. Now Vidosic trying to place it, and that was more comfortable for Nichevsky. Long clearance found Emerton. There was absolutely no one in the middle for the Sky Blues. As
this ball goes sideways, you look at the movement in front of Boschka there. In some ways forced to go long there to try and find Del Piero. He's looking more and more frustrated.
Five players out there tonight who are part of that 25-man squad picked by Holger Osik. Galekovic, Vidosic, Malik, Antonis and Emerton. In the final 20 who do make the cut, they'll all get game time up there. 4 games in 7 days. Against Hong Kong, North Korea, Guam and Chinese Taipei. Griffiths cutting that one out. Now a chance for Yao. Antonis. Oh, if he slipped it past Fife, then Yao would have been read by the former Sky Blue. Look at that. 62% possession for Adelaide United away from home. There was a time last season when they were sitting back and doing everything on the counter-attack. Now they're a team high on confidence, taking the game to everyone. Kostopoulos riding a challenge or two. Still Kostopoulos, and that was travelling. Stopped by Bosgard. Turned over by Ferreira. Now Emerton. Had Del Piero on the move, looking for an early ball, and he would have been flagged for offside had the advantage been played.
Del Piero wasn't happy because he's hardly touched the ball for once. He was on the ball there, he wanted to play on.
I reckon the flag would have gone up against him anyway, so here's Yao.
And there, turnover again, the ball, free kick.
And a tackle in frustration is going to see a third booking against the home team.
Again, just can't keep possession in the attacking third. It's another silly foul, and it cost him a yellow card.
All but one foul committed by the hosts. Karuska, and a couple of risky touches that McFlynn couldn't profit from.
And what does that tell you? Only one foul committed by Adelaide is that the Sydney players just can't get close to them, really. That's why they've committed more fouls. And Adelaide haven't had to defend that much, so therefore they've only committed one. Here they again, look how open it is down this side for Cameron Watson.
Vidicic gives it back to the right back. The assistant's given that decision. No real advantage for Vidicic with a defender in his face, so they'll take the set piece, and while they complain and leave loads of space, Watson was trying to pick out a teammate in the middle. Well, the attitude at the moment, really poor.
Well, that was unbelievable. I mean, you wouldn't see that in park football. I mean, really. And he didn't even take it quickly. I mean, it was so on, it was ridiculous. You could see from here, Sydney players were just standing there. Cameron Watson just jogged in behind them. And lucky for Sydney, he couldn't produce the quality on the cross. But that's just the lack of confidence, and it's a lack of awareness and mental toughness. That's what it's about for Sydney now. The position they're in, I mean, they've got to be mentally strong and they've got to work together, and at the moment they're not. I mean, Mark Bosnich said a couple of weeks ago they weren't trying, and I disagree with that. It's just a massive lack of confidence.
Now they've got an opportunity, though, from a Del Piero set piece to get men forward into the box. Flights it towards Griffiths. Cassio should be able to see it clear of the danger. Well, Emerton hemmed him in.
Well, I was a bit better. They were high up the pitch. The Griffiths came with Emerton. That's what, when you close down in packs, not one off.
Ryle takes it quickly to Del Piero. Just too far away on the first touch for Ryle. The Reds, a counter was on there. Karuska just pushed it out in front of Kostopoulos. Apart from that early shot from Del Piero, not a lot for the home fans to get excited about.
Again, see, they have the ball, they turn it over. Just cannot keep that ball in the middle or the attacking third.
That was a lovely touch from Antonis. Now the fans wanted a card for Bogard for the initial challenge, and then he's also held up play. And there's no booking yet for a red, and that's why the fans are booing.
Well, look, if you look at the yellow card, particularly for Yao, very similar. I mean, consistency, he should have got one.
A big switch from Abbas. Now it's all the way back to the Iraqi midfielder. The organisation of Adelaide United forcing Sydney FC to retreat more often than not.
Yeah, you see when the transition for Adelaide, when they're defending, it's almost like a 4-5-1.
Here's a chance for Antonis. Gets it back from Emerton. Teenager trying to show another trick or two. Rolls it to McFlynn. Del Piero. Yao. Del Piero just shoved his man under the ball. Still he goes, Del Piero. Knew the shot wasn't on initially with Galekovic closing him down, and it's a corner in the end.
That was so close, wasn't it? Even Drew Galekovic. Del Piero just used his body well there. Some good work from Antonis to sort in the build-up to that. And it was just an awkward run in the box that Adelaide couldn't clear, and Del Piero just using his body. Just couldn't get a sniff at the goal though.
Delivery driven in that time, and Mullock with the clearing header. Antonis, good feet on the edge of the area. Del Piero can have another go. Antonis wants it played. They one-hand ball.
He was very close to him, wasn't he? Was Del Piero playing for that? Then he flicked that onto the arm. He's certainly capable of it.
Seb Ryle's certainly been positive in the right back position, and Emerton has got his cross horribly wrong.
It's the first time he gets in that position, really. To be able to cross the ball, and it's a disappointing one. That's not a penalty. We don't even have to talk about that because his arms are by his side. We've had a few in recent games where the ball has struck the arm of players who've had their arms away from their body.
Nice turn from Vidicic away from Ali Abbas. Sent Kostopoulos wide. Two wide men have changed sides for the Reds. Even though Ferreira's scored a goal operating down that right-hand wing.
It's too hard. Right idea. He won't get there. He's quick, yeah, but he's not that quick. But that's the right idea for Antonis to use on that side. Yeah, Yao is most effective when you play the ball in behind.
They're playing a new formation tonight, really, aren't they, Sydney? Trying to make something work, and it's not working at the moment. Put in plenty of hours on the training ground this week, but there's some open pastures for the Reds to explore more often than not. And now Steve Corica out of his chair, just trying to make some subtle adjustments.
Oh, it's just been Adelaide's mobility and rotation with Vidicic as well. Koruska, they've caused all sorts of problems dropping in the little pockets.
Del Piero waiting for runners. Jairo Yao inevitably the one bursting forward. And that's beautiful weight on that pass. And then Ali Abbas was bursting into the area. Couldn't keep it alive with the first touch. Well, it was Fabio. And that nearly wound up in the back of the net. They've got a corner in the end. It was Fabio trying to make something out of nothing.
Well, they should have cleared their lines there, Adelaide, but they didn't, and just hesitated on their Fife, and the ricochet. Well, does that go down as a shot? Galekovic just palmed it for a corner.
And the early release from Galekovic. Well done, Boscart, getting in front of Geronimo, who was isolated one-on-one with the Dutchman. Emerton got away from Cassio. Advantage played to Sydney that time. And he's turned it straight over to Malik. A few groans around Allianz.
Yeah, to be fair to him, there wasn't a lot to hit. There was nothing in the box, so he had to hit something on behind him.
Here's Ferreira crossing at the other end. Away by Ryle. The game opening up a little. Plenty of space here for Antonis. Del Piero not yet back on side. Yau's timed his run beautifully. And now Del Piero can get involved. Yao looks for it, but it's in behind him.
Oh, they've got to get someone in the box here. No one broke their neck to get in the box. Del Piero went towards the near post, and he actually signalled from behind for someone, and nobody come in. They're just standing on the edge of the box. I mean, you've got to bust yourself to get in and try and get on the end of that cross.
Worrying sign, though, was Yao clutching at a hamstring after that run. Perhaps a little tightness. Here he is again, found by Del Piero.
Well, he come off, didn't he, in the Melbourne victory game for that reason.
Here's Emerton in behind, trying to cross it to the Italian. Good defending by the Reds. Suddenly they're on the back foot. Big switch from Boscart. Emerton just teases one in, away by Fife. There's just a counter waiting to happen here for the Reds. You can see it evolving. Ferreira puts it out in front of his teammate in Watson. Now Karuska glides across the surface but turns it over.
Great ball from Brett Emerton.
Outside of the right boot. Beautifully played. Now Del Piero. This time Bogard can clean up.
Well, they've had a better 7 or 8 minutes now, Sydney. Looking like they're able to maybe create something in the final third. I mean, Adelaide dealt with it quite comfortably in the end.
Here's Cassio on the ball, who received a yellow card earlier. Mentioned that they played advantage when Emerton got the better of the Brazilian, but Peter Green did issue a caution. Sure, the message might have come out from the Adelaide United bench just to slow things down again. They're the team in front, and the game was just getting a little bit out of control there, and Sky Blues were creating chances, but now Geronimo. Boscart doing enough. Fabio going to ground and getting the whistle. Steve Corica said yesterday that Jason Kalina would be right to go for an hour and 45 minutes. Do you think he'll be a substitution at half-time, or are there more encouraging signs for the Sky Blues?
Well, they've gotten a little bit better, but you would say they were definitely, you'd have to say they're definitely thinking about it, bring him on at half-time. Just his presence, his experience. And he's a winner, Jason Kalina. I mean, he never shuts up on a field. And that's what you need, someone like that out there. In a positive way.
Good foot in by Griffiths. Thomas trying to drop one over for Emerton. He's got Cassio just a little bit rattled at the moment.
He's got him a bit on the back foot. Brett Emerton.
Cassio was available for Socceroos selection now that he's a naturalised Aussie, but Scott Jamieson and Aziz Bajic, the left backs chosen. Wow, going to ground theatrically, but there was a foul.
And that was enough, wasn't it? He certainly made it maybe look worse than what the foul was, but I think there was contact from Bogard.
Soccer AM, which we show on Fox Sports, used to do a platoon tribute. I reckon Ryle might make it here with this one. Yeah, fall into the ground. That would be beautiful over the platoon montage.
Definitely was a foul, though.
Set piece opportunity for Del Piero. Not an angle that sets up to go direct, but he is capable. Plenty of teammates wait at the far post. Del Piero does go direct, and Galekovic forced to tip it over.
Yeah, well, Galekovic, you could see it was on his mind. Now, he was off his line, and he has to backpedal. He does it well, and he's able to tip it over. Now, Del Piero had this side of the goal where the wall's covering to go for. He goes for the opposite side. If he gets a little bit more on it, it would have been too much for Galekovic, who in the end makes a great save, but brilliant technique from Del Piero.
They're hailing the great man as he delivers the corner this time. Can't get it past Adelaide's number 10. Well, yesterday at training, the final session before game day, everyone just sat around and watched Del Piero take about 30 or 40 free kicks, testing both Nichevsky and Janjetovic.
Look at the shape on that trajectory of the ball. See, Galekovic was well off his line. You see him there. He's actually come. He thought Del Piero was going to go for the other side. And with the shape of his body, he's gone the other way. Brilliant technique.
Practice makes perfect. Here he is again. Gifted possession. Trying desperately to keep it alive. Weight of numbers, one out.
Come on.
Given the ball a few times by the Reds. Sloppiness.
Yeah, it's crept into their game, hasn't it? In the last 15 minutes, Sydney have certainly been a lot better. First 25 minutes, a touch more. Adelaide certainly owned.
Lovely turn from Karuska, combining with his countrymen. Hasn't quite happened for Geronimo so far this evening.
It's been more those two coming from deep lying positions in Karuska and Vidicic that caused most of the problems.
Cosmina was saying he's that kind of player, though. Geronimo, you can be having a quiet one and then he just pops up out of nowhere and bang, it's in the back of the net. He's got 4 goals in 7 games. Joint top scorer with Dario Vidicic, and a real cult hero already in the city of Churches. They've named a giraffe after him at the Adelaide Zoo, Robbie.
Well, he's the antithesis of a giraffe, Geronimo. Yeah, Andy Harper will love that word. It's one I picked up off him, I think. But, I mean, coming up to 45 minutes now, and I mean, Steve Corica's team talk will be more positive than it would have been if Adelaide had continued on their way after 25 to 28 minute mark, somewhere around there, where Sydney certainly got a little bit better. Had more possession. They've turned that around a lot. They've had actually good possession in the opposing half in the last 20 minutes. Yao drifted offside. They need more from Yao on that left-hand side. Edmonton's come into the game in this good period, but Yao's really lacked the penetration they need on that left-hand side.
We've seen Melbourne Victory play so beautifully with the wide man on the right and wide man on the left coming in. That's what Sydney FC are trying to do with the pace of Edmonton and Yao tonight. But a beautiful ball, shaped in, just too much on it. "15 seconds of stoppage time remaining." Fife able to clear it upfield, and that should be just about that in the first half. Well, the throw taken quickly. The Reds not sure about the position it was taken. And now they get a bonus corner, but we're past the minute mark. Del Piero will want to whip it in a hurry.
Well, the referee's going to definitely allow it. He's looked at his watch, and this will be definitely the last action.
With generosity for the home team. This would be an equaliser against the odds. They roll it short. Won't want to muck around with it much longer. Ali Abbas delivers. And now the danger is cleared.
Yeah, I'm not sure where they took that short. And then the ball from Abbas really had no pace on it. I thought just whip that one into the box. It was half time.
Fabio Ferreira, the hero for the Reds though, his first A-League goal has given them the lead as they head to the sheds. They had a perfectly good goal ruled out as well, but half time here, Sydney FC 0, Adelaide United